Good morning, students. Here again, you are most welcome to the new video of biology. Children, today we are going to discuss again that is reproduction in organisms. And in this, today we will discuss multiple fission in Plasmodium. So let us discuss over here that what is multiple fission in Plasmodium. To understand this, children, we will take the malaria parasite. Okay. To understand this concept, we will take malaria parasite so as to make it more clear. Malaria parasite. See children, what is happening that in Plasmodium, multiple fission occurs, you know very well. So let us mention in Plasmodiums, multiple fission occurs. Multiple fission occurs. What is the meaning of multiple fission? See, for example, suppose this is a Plasmodium. So in this, whatever this particular type of nucleus is there, this nucleus multiple copies will get created. Okay, this nucleus multiple copies will get created like this, and whatever these copies are there, they will later on develop into new spores, or you can say new cells like this. So you have to draw this diagram, but in a more clear way. Inside this you have to draw the nuclei also. This is the dot I am putting over here. This suggests that these are the nuclei. Okay, now what happens that after some time, this structure, that is the external structure, let me change the color of it. This external structure, it ruptures. So when it ruptures, means when it breaks, whatever these spores are there, sporozoids are there, or you can say merozoites or sporozoids, they will move out. These are sporozoids or merozoids, so they will be moving out, they are released. Okay, and these sporozoids or merozoids, they will develop into new parasites. Okay, so for example, suppose one more structure let me draw in the beginning itself only, that is suppose this is a schizoid. So this schizoid, in this, these nuclei, they divide, and these are called as daughter nuclei. So these daughter nuclei, when they divide, they form merozoids. These are merozoids. So these merozoids, you can see, they are released. And how they are released? Due to the rupturing of the membrane. So like this phenomena occurs. Now let us mention some of the points related to this. What does it says? In Malaria Plasmodium, multiple fission occurs in two stages. Let me tell you, in Malaria Plasmodium, multiple fission occurs in two stages. Okay, In malaria plasmodium, multiple fission occurs in 2 stages. So these 2 stages are Schizont structures, or you can say into structures, we will say, not stages, into structures, into structures. So in malaria plasmodium, the multiple fission occurs in 2 structures. These structures are schizont, and one structure is oocyst, schizont and oocyst. Now what are these 2 structures? Let me mention over here schizont, it is the unicellular structure present in the liver cell and RBC. So this is what? Unicellular structure present in human liver or RBC. That means whenever the plasmodium will be present in the human RBC or in the human liver, it is called as schizont. Okay, when the malaria plasmodium will be present in the human liver or the RBC, it is called as schizont. So I hope it is clear to you. Now what is happening, that multiple fission in schizont means whenever the malarial plasmodium is in the liver or the human RBC and then it is multiplying, then it is undergoing these division stages, then it is called as merozoite. Multiple fission in schizont leads to the formation of you can say merozoite. Okay, leads to the formation of merozoites. Whereas in oocyst, suppose if the multiple fission is occurring in oocyst, then it forms, you can say, sporozoites. Then it forms sporozoites. See, if these structures, you can say that if these structures, this type of division, that is the multiple fission, occurs in the schizont phase of the malarial plasmodium. Schizonts are the malaria plasmodium which are present in the human RBC. They are present in the human RBC or in the human liver. So then what happens when the multiple fission in the schizont occurs? It forms merozoites. These small structures, they are the merozoites. These are merozoites, as you can see. Okay, so merozoites are formed from the schizont, and schizont is the structure. Schizont is the structure, or schizont is a form of malarial plasmodium when malaria plasmodium is present in the liver or the RBC. Whereas multiple fission in oocyst. Oocyst means what? Oocyst means when the malaria plasmodium is present in the female mosquito's egg. Okay, let me write it over here. Oocyst are the plasmodiums present in egg cells of mosquitoes. So whenever the mosquito egg cells are there, and in the mosquito egg cells if the plasmodium is present, then this plasmodium is called as oocyst, and oocyst is always forming what? Sporozoites by the process of multiple fission. So I hope this concept is clear to you. No doubt is there. Now next topic we will discuss is budding. Okay, next topic let us discuss is budding. So let me tell you about the budding. Okay, let me mention about budding. Next topic is budding. So what do you understand by budding? So in budding, what is happening? That a daughter individual is formed when a bud is present on the parent body. For example, suppose this is the yeast. Okay, this is the yeast. This is the nucleus of the yeast. This is the nucleus in the yeast, and this is the vacuole present in the yeast. This is the vacuole present in the yeast. Now what happens that in the yeast, let me mark it over here. For example, this is nucleus and this is vacuole. Now what happens that if this yeast, develops a bud, okay, it develops a bud, somewhat outgrowth like this. Are you getting? And how this has occurred? When the nucleus, it was getting divided into two. When this nucleus was getting divided into two. So same way, whatever this vacuole is there, it is also getting divided into two. So whatever this bud is there, let me tell you over here, this is a bud, developing bud. This is a developing bud. So now when this developing bud matures, this bud, this bud has matured. See, it is mature bud. Mature bud. Now after the maturation, this bud will detach. So this is the yeast which you have observed, and this bud will detach and it will also form as a new individual. Okay, so this is the parent yeast and this is the daughter yeast. This is the daughter yeast. So I hope it is clear to you. Now what you have understood in this, that let us understand budding in yeast. Let us write over here budding in yeast. So what had happened budding during the budding in yeast? See, in the yeast, division is very unequal, you can say. In yeast, and what is yeast actually? Children, yeast is a fungus. Yeast is a fungus. So in yeast, the division is very unequal. The division is unequal. What does it means? you can see that whatever the parent yeast is there and the daughter yeast is there, they are not of the equal size. So unequal, in yeast the division is unequal, as the bud formed is of unequal size. It is of unequal size. So hope it is clear to you. So we will write over here that after the maturation of the bud, after the maturation of the bud, maturation of the bud, after the maturation of the bud, what is happening? That the bud detaches. After the maturation of the bud detaches and grows into a new individual, and grows into a new individual. So I hope it is clear to you, children, that how this process is occurring. So budding in yeast is also called as torulation. Okay, budding in yeast is also referred as torulation. So I hope you have understood what is torulation. Torulation means budding in the yeast. Next we will discuss about the external budding in cycon. Okay, now let us understand about the types of the budding. Let us understand about the types of budding. Types of budding. So there are the two types of budding, children. You can understand. One is exogenous or the external budding. You can say exogenous budding. And the second one is endogenous budding. Okay, one is exogenous budding, another one is endogenous budding. So in exogenous budding, you have seen very well what is exogenous budding. A bud is formed outside the body of a living organism, that is on the surface of the living organism, like in the yeast. Okay, so we'll mention over here exogenous budding. As I have shown you previously with the help of diagram, the same diagram implies for the exogenous budding. So in exogenous budding, in such budding, the bud is formed at the surface of the living organism as an outgrowth, at the body surface of the organism in the form of an outgrowth, Okay, so example, if you talk about, you can say cycon. Hydra, these are the living organisms which will undergo exogenous budding. Hydra, Cycon. So in these, the outgrowth is occurring outside their body. So I hope exogenous budding is clear, as well as the budding concept is clear to you. So you take down the notes, children. Keep on learning. Take care. Thank you.